Hello, ladies. Are you ready to embark on this incredible journey of self-discovery, to embrace your purpose and passion, to stand strong and encourage others? Let's grow together. Let's inspire each other, and let's change the world one heart, one soul, and one life at a time. Welcome to our monthly gathering of transformation and empowerment.
Hi, I'm Victoria Miserak. Welcome to Ignite Purpose, and I'm so excited to have this guest. And I feel like I say that every time, but I've got a lot of great guests. I guess that's the bottom line. So my friend Charlie Grefenstette and her husband Joe Grefenstette, they're dear friends with John's and mine, and we did Activate together for the first time. And both Charlie and Joe are amazing people because they have such amazing servant hearts, and they'll just drop anything and do just to help other people be blessed and to learn, and it's just been amazing. But the thing that amazes me most about you all, and we've had the blessing of walking alongside of you in it, is your obedience to the Lord. And He's really asked you all to do some pretty wild things, and so I'm really grateful that you're here today and that you have that heart for the Lord, because it's an inspiration to all of us, really. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you.
And
thank you for sharing.
Yes. So Charlie, we were in Activate together.
Yep.
And it was our first class, so it was kind of a trial class, so to speak. And the thing I remember so profoundly about you is you and Joe came in, and it was all fine and whatever, but I saw kind of early on this like night to day thing happen with you, and it did not change. You just went. It was like you were released from the gate like a horse and just running the races with everything you have, and you haven't stopped. So I want to know, and I know you all want to know, what in the world happened?
Yeah, that was a really powerful class. I'm so grateful for that class, to be a part of it, and grateful for you and John being the ones to lead the way and to step out and to create these classes and create these spaces for God to show up over and over again.
John's amazing.
And that's what we saw. And you, for sure.
Thank you.
And in this class, gosh, it was really just, you had asked me about this, so I spent a lot of time thinking about it, what it was. And we had mentioned, well, maybe it was hearing from God, but I had always been hearing from God. And I realized that the big shift was the release from condemnation, just living in that condemnation, that self-condemnation. And it just created this freedom in me to really start to hone into what, I guess it was more that I was always hearing God, but when it would come in, I would squelch it away, or I would push it away with other thoughts that what people had told me that I was, that I couldn't do that. That couldn't be God, because that's not who I was told who I was. And so once I started really diving into that, maybe some of these things that were being said weren't what God was saying, but was what other people were telling me, it just created this release, this freedom, this, use whatever word you want, but this shift of perspective.
It was powerful. I mean, and you did not go back. You, so many of us deal with that, right? Yeah. And it might not only be condemnation, it could be fear, guilt, anything that those little voices, those yucky voices say. But you had a powerful verse that really spoke to you.
Yeah, well,
can you share that with us? 'Cause that's powerful.
Yeah, because it's kind of funny, because we always share John 3:16, which is just, it's an incredible verse in itself. And I have always jumped to John 3:17 and didn't understand why. And in 3:17 it says that, God did not send his son into this world that it may be condemned, but that he sent his son into this world that we might be saved through him. And so
got goosebumps.
The idea of that, if we live in this condemnation, then we erase John 3:16. that he sent his only son to die on the cross for us. And so it's the idea of like, if you are a Christian, if you profess your faith that Jesus died on the cross and that the veil was torn and that the Spirit lives inside of you, yet you live in condemnation, you're making a mockery of that sacrifice.
That is so powerful.
And it's like, it just, everybody at different times, different scriptures hit them differently, right? And for for me, this was the time where it was like, why am I choosing to live this way? Yeah. And in that also, though, I had to learn how to get rid of the condemnation. Because then you just start condemning yourself for feeling condemned, right?
Yes,
and it becomes this vicious cycle. Why do I feel this way? You know, and you just try and shove it away.
Yeah.
And so in the class, we just really talked a lot about confession and repentance and the idea of like speaking to God and in your prayer time and in the Word and confessing to Him of like, Lord, this is what I hear. This is what I'm saying about myself. Is this what you say of me? And asking Him and letting Him fill you with the scriptures.
Yes, right.
You know?
Right, absolutely.
And in that, and then choosing to believe those scriptures instead of turning, immediately turning away and saying, oh no, that couldn't be Him.
Right.
And
I'm thinking of doers of the word, right?
Yeah.
And not just, seers of the word.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so that was pivotal. I should say.
It was more than pivotal. Because you were like a racehorse. You went out of the gate, and you, so much so, and I don't know how this was for you, but I know that you went into the class and you had already planned a trip to Zambia with Every Orphan's Hope.
Yeah.
And you found out in that you were pregnant, and you went anyway, so your obedience was there. But not only that, I felt like, because you had this revelation before you went, from what I remember, and I just felt like it was fuel for you through that time, while you were away. It was so cool. And then all the wonderful stories you came back with. Thank you, Charlie, so much for coming. I'm just so grateful. And you will come back
anytime.